morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday. I guess it's Thursday the 20th. We are back for another exciting edition of Money News and Load Board Requests. Guys, so we're going to get right into it this morning. Guys, I want to apologize. This one's a little bit late. I told you guys I was going to do these on the Monday that we were to be paid. So I'm a little late on this one. I'm doing this one from the road too, so we'll see how that goes. No load board requests today, guys. I didn't see any, so we'll just talk about the load board or what I think how the load board is going in that part of it. But again, it's money news and load board. I'm sitting here this morning at the Greer terminal. This is my home terminal. Guys, if you are looking to come to Swift, by all means, and live in the South Carolina area, reach out to Michelle. She is the recruiter over here for Owner Ops. A great lady. I couldn't be more happy with her and how this thing is going over here. Sitting over here at the Greer terminal this morning, going to leave here and run and deliver. I've got a delivery I got to make, and then I'm picking one up in the morning and then headed home for the weekend. So, but let's jump right into it, guys. Here, money news and load board. As far as the news goes, I really don't have anything. Swift is doing a owner operator update or thing they do where they talk about the load board and the market and stuff like that. Guys, if you are thinking about coming over here, by all means, check that out. I want to say it's on Swift's website or on Swift's YouTube channel. Check that out. They gives a lot of good information, answers a lot of questions. You're able to submit questions, that kind of thing. I may submit a question, I may not. As far as other news, things seem to be going decent. I have noticed that the diesel prices are ticking back up. I want to say that I put fuel in Anderson, South Carolina on Tuesday, and I put it in for $4.86 a gallon. When I passed the same one this morning on the way back up 85, the price had jumped to $5.49 a gallon. So that's a pretty hefty spike or jump anyway. And so the diesel prices are going up. The rates, I wouldn't say are falling, but they seem to be falling a little bit as far as the rates and the overall volume. I guess volume is what I'm trying to say, excuse me. But the rates and volume are going down. Again, this is August. You're in August and September. You're leading up to the holiday rush. So this is kind of typical in the markets. Usually late July, August, and early September. Usually a little bit of a lull. Moving into that holiday. So I'm not concerned as of right now. I've been doing this for a while, and I'm not concerned right off the gate. Things are still good as far as being over here and making money and doing what I need to do. Things are good. That's all really the news I got. Let's talk about the load board. The load board seems to be going, I would say it was a roller coaster kind of. Again, when I was here last year, it was a little bit of a roller coaster. And that's why when I was on the mileage and I just wasn't making the money I needed to, I said, well, it's a roller coaster. And I felt like in the last week or so, it was like kind of hit or miss. This week has been great. I look at the load board every day, whether I have a load or not. I noticed that there were a ton of loads on there yesterday. Seemed to be a ton of loads on there this morning. The last couple of days have been pretty good as far as loads. So no load board requests. So I won't specifically go into a certain area or anything like that. A lot of loads. I tend to run regional here in the Southeast. A lot of loads in the Southeast. A lot of loads in the Midwest, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Illinois, that kind of thing. The Northeast is kind of hit or miss. Out West is kind of hit or miss. It seems like that West Coast Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona, that area does decent. Texas seems to do decent depending on what day or what part of the week you're at. So, I mean, as far as the load board and coming over here, great, doing great. I can't argue. It's kind of like anything else. There's some days when I used to drive for Landstar and Mercer, there would be days where there were not so many on the load board, and then there were a bunch on the load board, and that kind of thing. So, um, again, cannot complain. Cannot complain. As far as money, let's get to the money shot here, guys. These are numbers that give you the same spiel everybody else does. These are the numbers as far as I see them, or they come to me, that kind of thing. I don't talk about truck payment over here because truck payment doesn't matter. Your truck payment may be worse than mine, or better than mine, or different than mine, or you may not have a truck payment, so it doesn't really matter. What I go over is my fixed cost, what each load paid me, what each load was, and then what else? My fixed cost, the fuel, what I had left, that kind of thing. And please, it's not specifics. Yours may be different than mine. The only real thing is going to be the fixed costs are pretty much going to be the same unless you don't take everything like I did. I usually take everything. So, guys, for this week, this is for the week of August 5th through August 11th. I had a pretty rough week. I had a breakdown. It turned out to be the batteries. As far as I know, that has been covered by a warranty. So it didn't ding me on the money, but it kind of shot my week all up. Pay period from August 5th through August 11th. Pay date was the 17th on these loads. The first load I did was from Jacksonville, Florida to Columbia, South Carolina. The loaded miles were 293. Let me get a calculator because I figure these guys, I pay myself a certain rate. And then when I need to do the thing here. So Jacksonville, Florida to Columbia, South Carolina, just a little short load, 293 miles. That load paid well, that can't be right. I don't have that. Sorry, guys. I won't. From here on out, I'll make sure that I have these, what they paid. 293 miles. The second load was from Beach Island to McClenny, Florida, 265 miles. And then the third one was from Jacksonville, Florida, back to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That was 335 miles. So you guys can see I kind of stay in that loop. These were from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I think. I was off Saturday and Sunday and then expected to go back out on Monday. Had the breakdown that took me into Tuesday. So it kind of shot the week. But 893 loaded miles. I did 229 deadhead miles, which was a little bit more. I shouldn't really have had that for the week. And then 229 deadhead miles. So as far as the money goes, loaded, I had 893 miles, deadhead 229 miles, like we talked about. My gross for the week was $1,773.06. My fixed costs were $262. Fixed costs, guys, are the costs that Swift takes out every month or every week for your insurances, all the things that Swift says you have to have or don't have to have. Again, yours may be a little bit different. I tend to take everything, like I took the buy down and all that. Maybe you don't do that. I do. Fuel for the week was $978. When you took the fuel out and the fixed cost, that left me with $533. And then, of course, my overhead for the week was $266.54. That is kind of a fixed cost to me. I call it overhead. That's for like my storage unit, my telephones, my work phones, the internet at the house, stuff like that I can take all my taxes. So that's the overhead. That ended up being, guys, $1.98 a loaded mile. and then $1.58 all miles in. Basically, guys, I got killed this week on the breakdown. So not a great week. Definitely not this week that I'm going to be doing for the 24th. I guess is going to be a really good week, guys. That one is. Before I start entering all the numbers in, it's somewhere around 310 a mile, something like that. So I'm pretty excited about. I've been very excited about this week. Definitely made up for last week. But that's about it, guys. Like I said, the breakdown kind of killed me. It's good, guys, that these are the things, and I think I said this last week when I did Money News, that one of the things I like working about Swift is, and one of the things I loved about working with Landstar is if you had an issue when you were on the road, you called and Landstar would come and help you. Same thing here. I just called Swift, picked the phone up, called Swift, let Breakdown know what was going on. They came to help me. There was never a question about, well, who's going to pay for it or how are you going to pay for it or all that. It's just, let's get you back on the road. Let's take care of it. And then we'll worry about paying for it later. So that, to me, that's one of the good things. But again, overall great experience. I haven't had a problem getting a load. I haven't had a problem other than trying to tweak my deadhead a little bit, and that's my own personal opinion or my own personal actions. You're going to run your business a little bit different. I haven't had a problem getting a load. I haven't had a problem choosing a load off the load board. I've taken, I want to say, 1 or 2 planner loads since I've been back in the 40, going on 45 days I've been back. So the loads are out there. The money's out there if you want to make it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say. Guys, if you have any questions or comments, by all means, leave them in the comment box below or drop them down in the comments. If you catch this on Facebook, by all means, leave a comment. Guys, go ahead and like all my socials, Facebook, Instagram. It's under SoPac Logistics, at SoPac Logistics. And if you guys see me out on the road or see me somewhere, say hello. I had a great conversation with one of the drivers out of the Mobile terminal yesterday. I didn't quite catch his name, but his truck said he's a 2 million mile driver. So he seemed like a really nice guy. And if you see me out, by all means, I love talking to other drivers. I love talking about trucking and just life. So if you see me out, say hey, follow me, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.